Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and in today's video I'm going to guide you through a run of Mists of Tirna Scithe on Mythic difficulty. As you can see, unfortunately after the first dungeon, which was the other side, you can check out that guide on the channel as well, still at 139 item level, so very low, mostly wearing actually BFA gear and some questing gear. Not too much though. So yeah, this is definitely very doable, very achievable. Right here, as you can see at the start of the run, you do have a skip for people in the Night Fae Covenant. So that's kind of nice. Skip some mob packs. This is one of the big mistakes we made in this dungeon. We attempt to do a shroud skip. As you can see, that Tiernan villager, though he has true sight, kind of hard to see. The eyeball above him is very, very tiny. So we have a wonderful and glorious wife. Very, very sad. We're going to clear back through here. I think we do end up pulling this pack. So you have a few packs like this at the start that you'll probably obviously be having to fight through. The villager is probably the one to watch out for. The other guys just have some casts. You can kick them. Bewildering Pollen is this conal attack. I'm standing right in the middle of it. Don't do that. You get disoriented. Can be dispelled by your healer, but your healer shouldn't have to save you, obviously. Overgrowth is his other one. He'll channel on a player for 5 seconds. Then he puts them in this pod. You have to kill the pod to break the player free. By the way, I will be obviously pausing, zipping around all over in the video. If you want to see the full unedited video, I will upload that on my Patreon. I also have some background music in this one. Let me know if you like it or not. I didn't put any in the first one, so you can sort of compare with the other side one. But anyway, let us skip ahead. Right up here, actually, so as you come around this corner, you do have another Night Fae benefit, which is, look at that, Sap and Mind Soothe from Priest, by the way. They can open up this wall. And inside, you have a bunch of these mushrooms that you can click on. There's a big one, which gives you stamina. And then these little savory stat shrooms give you 10% primary stat, which is pretty nifty. It's pretty cool. So, yeah, definitely come into there. And once you finish this, I think we might clear this pack. No, okay, so you come around this corner. You've got this fairly nasty pack will spawn in and come up. These two Drust Bow Breakers. It's actually relatively dangerous. You've got some pretty high incoming party damage on this one. You can see I'm actually going to pop my damage cooldowns. So they're going to do this Bramble Burst, which was going to pop these patches under you. Don't stand in those. They slow you down, which is nasty. This Furious Thrashing, though, is a 6-second channel. And you can see they're actually going to overlap. And you'll see that the health bars do get relatively chunked. It can be fairly nasty. So that is just something to watch out for here. On Mythic 0, it is somewhat dangerous. You know, healer does have to pump a bit of healing out. The dangerous thing, of course, is you're reducing some CDs and going straight into the boss. The first boss, Ingra Maloch. The way this boss works, relatively simple. You're going to be fighting the two of these things. You want to be focusing on the Droman first. You can see he has a fifth of the health of the main boss. Now, when you defeat the Droman's going to channel into Ingra Maloch and will make Ingra Maloch vulnerable to damage. So, what we decided to do is save damage CDs to burst Ingra Maloch down during that vulnerability. So, yeah, let's get into the fight. Yeah, man. Skip ahead slightly. Please forgive. So, yeah, anyway, we're doing this. This guy, again, he has some frontal cones. When Ingra Maloch does force compliance, he will start shooting out these blue things on the ground. Swirlies, don't stand in them. They're bad. And we're sort of multi-dotting them, wearing them down. I think we popped Lust maybe a little early. It's not too bad. You'll see, though, okay, Droman goes low. Ingra Maloch is now going to start taking extra damage with that channel. So it's this actually little debuff right there that's spinning around. Droman's Wrath is actually tracked by Little Wigs right now as well. Boss taking extra damage. Cool, cool, cool. Try to nuke him as much as you can during that to get the most damage out. If we skip a little bit ahead, what you're going to see is that eventually, this is the downside here. If you don't nuke him down the second time, once we nuked him down the first time, he said he was low enough. You see, this is what happens. We are actually going to get feared at some point here by this guy, which is bad. And he also gets huge damage reduction. Yeah, Repulsive Visage. He does this Repulsive Visage cast, which fears everybody, which is extremely dangerous. And he's also taking hugely reduced damage at this point. You can see it right there. Embrace Darkness, damage take reduced by 80%. That's what happens if you don't kill the other guy. As you can see, if you do save your burst CDs for when he has his first vulnerability phase, you can kill him during that first vulnerability. It gets a little bit dicey, but you can certainly do it as undergeared as we are. So there you are. Actually, moving ahead here, this is where things get exciting. So if I pause it real fast to explain, so you're going to go through this maze, basically, and you're going to have to solve a number of these different rooms. Every single room is going to have 4 pedestals that have mist on them. When you stand beside the misty pedestal, it's going to reveal the icon. And what you need to do is find the odd one out, right? So, for example, we've got 2 clovers, so it's not going to be a clover. We've got 2 circles, so it's not going to be circle. One is full, and one is empty in terms of being like colored in. So it could still be that. Let's see what the other ones are here. So the one on the left is a full clover. The one in the front then is an empty leaf. So we've got 2 empty, 2 full, 3 clovers, 2 circled. So the odd one is the leaf. There's only 1 leaf, so that's the right way. Then you walk through the mist and you go through. And there's going to be a pack of ads in every single room. This is very much easier on voice communication, obviously. So we've got an empty clover here. If we zip ahead a little bit, I think you can see there's a full clover there. We were actually looking at some of these. There's an empty clover with a circle there. So we were looking at some of them while we were doing the combat. And then over here, well, that's obviously the right one. It must have been a leaf again. But you get sort of the idea, right? So this is a full leaf. I'm not sure if I have any other really good examples of what they look like. Empty leaf, empty clover with a circle. Again, find the odd one out. Well, actually, you know what? I think the best way to do it is you're obviously going to go through this maze. The best way to show you, again, is in the boss fight. You get another visual of this. So this is going to be the Mistcaller boss. This is what you fight at the end of the maze. This mechanic of matching or finding the odd one out comes up in the boss fight as well. So you're fighting her, Mistcaller. This is definitely a boss that could wipe an unprepared group, that's for sure. Dodgeball. She's going to target the players. She's going to shoot out. Man, this song actually sounds very aggressive. Let's... My goodness, I'm not angry. This is a chill guide. Yeah, dodge the dodgeball, obviously, with pat a cake. Only the player targeted can actually pat a cake her. You can stun these Vulpins that come in to stop them freezing you. Obviously, watch out for the dodgeballs. And as you can see right there, let's actually rewind that so we can see there's a few mechanics overlapping. Pat a cake can only be interrupted by the person she targets with it. Yeah, the freeze tag is a little odd. And here she goes into the guessing game. She triggers the guessing game at every third of her health. You can potentially burst her before the last one. We didn't manage to do it. But you can see, again, we're going to have to play this game, right? So empty clover, full leaf, full clover with a circle. What's the last one? It's an empty leaf. So the odd one out is going to be the thing with a circle, right? And that's what you're going to have to do during this. Again, if you're playing with a coordinated team on voice and you can communicate, then that can definitely save you time, get you onto the right thing properly. These things are just pulsing damage. Again, watch out for those Vulpins. Kill that off, and then you can attack the boss again. She essentially has almost total damage immunity while those things are still up. You see right here, that Vulpin, he got stunned. I think he's fine, this one. There was one Vulpin that actually hit our team, so I want to try show you guys that. Yeah, that one right there. I'm not sure why. Sometimes it seems to work. Master spells, you can see, won't save your team. And this is the danger. You get frozen, and then it pops you death, you know. You're in serious danger of dying to the shots there. So yeah, I'm not sure. Sometimes you can kill them with stuns. It's best to just stun them, CC them, and kill these Vulpins as quickly as possible to be safe. Again, with the guessing game, we rewind slightly so you can see it, just because it's important. This is the final time to explain it. It's for the core mechanic of this dungeon, really. So, yeah, as you can see, it's the full leaf, yeah. The one that's full is the odd one out right there. Fortunately, I had to stop my Void Tyrant channel because of the dodgeball. But you get the idea. That is the Mistcaller boss. After that, we're coming into this area. Again, we tried some fancy skips. Kind of a little silly. Didn't go so well, as you see. But yeah, generally speaking, you're going to be fighting through. You got these ads. That's actually relatively important. If I go back, there is one ad who does a cast that you want to kick. If you do not kick that cast, it puts a massive shield on all of the ads, which you can purge. You can dispel it, but obviously you don't want to. That one stimulate resistance or something. Make sure you do kick that. It comes out pretty fast, as you can see. Probably best to kick that other one as well, the Staghorn. He's the one that casts it. These guys also do a knockback. If you get hit by that swirly, you'll be knocked back. You can be knocked off the edge and die. I think that's how I died, actually, in the bit that we skimmed through. But there you go. You're going to be fighting through some of these packs. Nothing too crazy. And then we come to the final boss. This has actually been changed since Mythic, since beta. So if you're familiar with this boss from my beta videos or beta streams or other people's beta videos or streams, this guy has actually changed a little bit. So you're going to be fighting him. He has a few different mechanics. Most of it boils down to... he's got to channel Fleshcraft. Most of it boils down to don't stand in the bad stuff on the ground. Okay, don't stand in the bad stuff on the ground. Green stuff on the ground, dodge it. This actually increases in difficulty over the course of the fight, which is kind of interesting. He'll also try to infest you with parasites, though you can actually kick it. His other mechanic here is consumption. He's going to channel. He has a shield on. There are these blue swirlies that you have to dodge, and then again, you can kick consumption to end this phase, or you can keep going. Whatever you want to do. I think someone does get a parasite at one point because we don't kick it. As you can see, as the fight goes on, this is the reworked mechanic, right? yeah, I'm going to get affected by this one. I don't have my own kick, as you can see in the bottom. So we get stunned. You can kill the parasite to be broken free. But yeah, it does seem that you can just kick that parasite cast, so you never really have to deal with it. But yeah, the green circles, he's going to spawn more and more, and they're going to start trying to chase you down as the fight goes on, which is kind of interesting, right? Again, these little lads, they fixate. They're kind of dangerous. I think I try to fear them. But yeah, they obviously do quite a bit of damage. So do try to kite them. You can see the green circles getting worse. The ads come in, try to cleave them down. Kite the ads if you're fixated. And then the final mechanic here is Mind Link. So he's going to link one player. You have to run away from that player to break the Mind Link. Otherwise, it obviously does damage. It's bad, right? And that's basically it. Yeah, that's basically it. You can see Envier this time is marked our druid, so he needs to kite around. We need to cleave those down. Try to kite them through the boss so they're easy to cleave down. And yeah, then when the boss dies, you win. And that is it. That's Mists of Tirna Scithe. Honestly, quite a fun dungeon. This is maybe my favorite dungeon. One of my top dungeons here of the expansion. I really love it. The maze phase is obviously the thing that you could lose time on in Mythic Plus. Solving those puzzles, but I quite like it. I think it's quite fun, actually. Let me know what you think, though, of Mists of Tirna Scithe. Have you given it a go? How did you find it? That's it there on bad item level. But yeah, good luck with your Mythic Zeros this week, guys. Again, you can find the full run on Patreon, and I'll see you again next time for the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.